some of these 30
is that in fact by the justices that you named could.
I honestly don't know, and I think that's kind of the unique thing about this election is, like, that last debate was the weirdest thing I ever saw. And the first one I thought, like, wow, it can't get weirder, and then it did.
if you are doing so with the life and the health.
It gave me, I think, a more dire sense of how much I don't want Trump to be elected, but that isn't really saying much considering I didn't want to vote for him in the first place. I think that it got me thinking more about how, Hillary is perceived, about how I feel about Hillary, but I don't think it changes my voting decision.
I think the biggest thing I got from debate is both politicians. One politician is just trying to avoid some topics brought by the other businessman, and it's just not well organized sometimes, and especially sometimes the answer is even kind of weird or stupid.
It's kind of scary, but I hope that Trump's complete unfitness to be president comes across, because I think that came across in the first debate, and it really showed in the polls, and I hope that we can continue to see him for who he really is.
Putting very stringent regulations.
In your opinion?
I think that Hillary won, but I'm also aware that, people who are going to vote for Trump are going to vote for him no matter what, and a lot of people's minds are already made up at this point.
I think Trump won. At least he basically answered all the questions brought up by either the interviewers or by Hillary. But for Hillary, I think she tried to avoid some topics. For example, the sexual harassment by her husband and several other topics. So it's just I don't like the way he dealt with those kind of topics. I think at least she should answer the questions directly.
I'm definitely pro-Clinton, and I know there's the traditional party lines, but I think that a lot of Republicans are even going towards Clinton, because I don't think in the history of, I could be wrong, I'm not a poli-sci major, but in the history of elections there's ever been a candidate who's literally bragged about sexual assault and literally called for a violation of the First Amendment, banning people of a certain religion. This is unprecedented.